Moosen Spiel.
Hello, viewers.
More Metroid Prime, just beat the boss and got the spider ball.
Yay,
So
we got the spider ball.
You'll get to see what the spider ball does.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much to tell when it comes to playing Metroid Prime, because it's literally just, you get the upgrade, you go to the next area, you move on. And as you scan shit, you discover the new area.
Yep.
And the background behind the planet and what's going on.
Yeah, it's like Ori.
It is like Ori. This will come out before Ori.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we played Ori on the Blind Forest as well.
Yeah, but I was saying as we were playing Ori that it's just like Metroid.
So now you're leaving the boss area, you're going to go back to the main area.
Now, the difference between Ori and this, in terms of like getting your upgrade, now you can access new areas.
Yeah.
Because Ori was 2D, and this is 3D, I feel that this one, you forget your environment more than the 2D one.
Yeah, and it's easier to miss things, right?
And it's much easier to miss things in the 3D world than, especially because, I mean, let's face it, the graphics on the GameCube, as great looking as this game still holds up, things tend to blend into each other way too much.
Yeah.
And it's so easy, and it's not so. What I liked about Ori was it was very cut and dry. It made it clear, like, oh, you need this thing. Like, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Coming from me, who had never played a previous Metroid game, like long term, you don't know what upgrade you're gonna get or how you're gonna access these areas.
Yeah.
Right? So you easily forget, oh, I need this to blow up this. Well, how do you know it's even explodable? That kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be really, keen and know exactly what to look for.
I feel like this game, like if I didn't already know a lot about Super Metroid, and playing the original one on the Game Boy Advance, the remake, I would have been much more lost playing this game. I feel like it's a very difficult game to get a first exposure to.
Yeah.
Like, it'll take you... Okay, at the time of this, I have beaten the game, and now we're just going through it. The first playthrough, because I played it twice.
Okay.
The first playthrough took me over 20 hours.
And the second playthrough was like nothing.
It still took me 12 hours.
Well,
or 11 hours.
That's like half the time, really.
It's still a 12-hour game, pretty much knowing what you need to do.
Yep.
But it just shows how much longer it took, and I didn't like that.
No, of course not.
Because I was wandering looking for the next thing. Probably, obviously, 10 hours worth of wandering.
Yep.
Which
Ori was kind of like that, too. We had to do a lot of wandering.
Yeah, but we knew where to go.
Kind of. And
well, okay, there was one moment where we didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we just didn't know that part of the game existed.
Yeah, that's why I'm not actually that big of a fan of these kind of games. They call them the Metroidvania games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like that style. It's just way too much kind of mental work and keeping track of all that shit, and I'm just not into that.
Well, that's the joyous need of a map.
I mean, it's clever the first time, right? And then after that, it's like, okay, I understand you.
Yeah.
It's just not clever anymore. It's like, just, I don't know.
Like, I really enjoyed this game, but not as much as some people love this game.
Right.
Like, I'm willing to admit it's a good game. I don't think it's a great game.
You're going right back now to the boss area.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does that mean you just went the wrong way?
No, I got what I needed, but there's more of these tracks up top.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
There's more shit you can do. See, there's so many different tracks, and I mean, as we play, you know, I'll come back to this room maybe 2 or 3 more times for all I remember.
Oh, so you can't get up there anymore?
Well, not at that one.
So you have to go to a different
So it's like,
one.
why is it even there?
So spider ball means you can actually go up these things now.
Yes.
These track things.
Yep.
And they're all going to lead to different places and do awesome things for you.
I mean, there are certain things in the game which is a lot of fun, but the wandering part drove me up a wall.
Yeah, because you don't really want to be doing that.
When we get to one of the things that is quote unquote collectible, that's when I went through a silent rage, you could say.
Okay.
So we'll go into that when that comes. But
a silent hill of rage.
Yeah. But we just watched a TED Talk.
Oh, so we're gonna talk about social justice warriors now.
Gotta stick. I mean, I could talk about a conversation I had with my mother over certain things, but
that sounds enthralling.
I mean, it goes along with the women thing.
Okay.
Actually,
you're gonna complain about your mom?
No. I got no complaints about her. I mean, she's thinking about joining a bowling league.
Okay.
Since I'm bowling, at least once a week now, and hope to join tournaments come the full season.
Oh, did you just get something new? Oh no, you just
I'm going down an elevator, going to a new area.
Great, new area, new dungeon.
So talking to her, and I'm all excited to be all back into my sports now, because with my previous job I couldn't do that.
Right. Even
though I could afford it, but I didn't have the time. I'd be away for 2-3 weeks at a time, and then I'd come back. Well, you can't really do a consistent thing, or anything for that matter, right?
Okay.
So now I'm doing sports 4 times a week out of the 7. Working out with you.
Yep.
4, 5, 6 times a week. Who knows?
Yep.
I'm going to sporting events, whether it's the Blue Jays or Toronto FC, or maybe the one fucking hockey game a year because they're so expensive. And then playing video games in my free time, because I'm so exhausted from all the sports.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm doing something every day, right?
Yep.
Well, she goes, well, have you met any women? Any girls? I was
no.
like, well... And I was talking to her, well, the bowling league, most of them have their boyfriends there, because that's what it happens. It's a doubles league. They all want to join, they all want to be on a team with their women, or with their boyfriends, or their husbands,
right.
In most cases here. Bowling is a more adult generation sport, you could say.
Yep.
Not a lot of people in their mid-20s.
No.
Still bowling.
Nope.
And the other thing is, bowling is very non-physical, you could say. You might say it is stereotyped as the least athletic of all the sports.
Well, yeah, but bowling is good for meeting people because half the time you're not doing anything, right? You're just sitting down waiting for your turn.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it for that aspect. You're joking around, you're having a good time, drinking a beer.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's a good social activity.
I mean, shit, I had 3 beers and I was bowling. I threw a 200 average, so I'm just getting back into it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little below for what I eventually want to, but anyway, stamina and me being awesome aside.
Yeah.
He's like, well, is there any women in basketball? I'm like, no, it's a men's league, that kind of deal. Well, what about baseball? Yeah, there's 4 of them there, and not really into one of them's clearly married to one of the guys, or whatever. One is in there, but she's probably going to drop out, I could say. So basically, no one's available in softball.
You need to do kickball. Kickball's a total fuck.
Well, I'm going this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go practice bowling. I invited you on Sunday. Sunday early afternoon, and then we just go to kickball after that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the girl I'm dating right now went through kickball.
Oh, okay. Well, awesome. We'll go into that when I get through the conversation here.
Yeah, okay.
She's like, well, you need to go out and meet some women. It's like, well, I am going out, for one thing.
Okay.
It's not like I'm sitting around doing nothing. I'm going to the pub with Ted, but again, it's mostly guys.
Yeah.
It just so happens that most of the things I do,
they're all male things.
Well, women are. Well, I mean, women can go to the pub too, which is funny because when Red set me up with that stupid OkCupid thing and the Tinder thing,
okay.
It always says, the women always have in their profile, I love going out for drinks and hanging out on weekends. And when I would message someone, hey, you want to meet for drinks? Blah blah blah. Pick up line aside. It's always like, oh, I don't know you. I don't want to do that. Well, then why the fuck are you on OkCupid then?
I don't know you. You're not safe yet.
It's like, well, how am I supposed to be safe? We're communicating through an online dating site through fucking essentially text messages.
Like, what? Is
What?
your name? Are you putting your name as Bill Cosby or something? Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's
that's
like
your username, Bill Cosby 2016.
it's like if you're gonna turn. Anyways, this is the point here. Mom goes, well, you're not. You need to start doing things where you meet women. It's like, well, right now, I'm doing things that I enjoy for myself.
Yep.
You know,
I mean, it is true that, like, but you know what? That's one of the things I have the hardest time with girls with, is because, like, all the things I want to do are things that girls don't want to do. Like, I like playing chess, you know? Like, I was dating, you remember that one girl I was dating?
Right.
Where I was like, hey, do you want to go play board games with my friends? And she's like, I hate board games. And I was like, why the fuck am I even talking to you? You know? And that's basically what it was. And we broke up not too long after that, right? But it was like, and not board games aren't specifically a guy thing. There's lots of girls who like board games. But that's what I found myself doing is like, all the things that are particularly kind of like more on the male side that I really like doing, it's like, I'm just not going to meet any girls doing that.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we know one girl. We'll just throw out her first name, Amanda.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
Dude,
she does.
That's really covert.
I'm not saying last names.
I know, but okay, fine, whatever.
Well, what I'm saying is, just because we play sports doesn't mean women don't either. I mean, she does. I'm using her as an example because she's a great example. She does a bunch of sports.
Yeah, she has.
She has a full-time job. She
Yeah.
works her ass off, and she does a ton of sports.
Yeah, but she's not the representative, right? But you're gonna find exceptions for everything.
There's exceptions for everything, and unfortunately, the exception is she's one of the few that actually likes doing sports.
Yep.
And what I've noticed here is all the sports organizations here are basically mixed, and they require a minimum number of women. Just women don't. Women.
Oh, it's impossible.
It's like the hardest time to find a woman
Yeah.
to join your team.
Because I'm the captain of 2 teams, which means I'm in charge of actually making sure we got enough people showing up to the fucking games so we can actually play. And we're just desperate for girls all the time.
If one woman doesn't show up, you might forfeit.
Basically, yeah. No, it's like if there's if there's a guy who has to miss a week, it's like, oh, big fucking deal. Who cares? We got tons of guys. If there's a girl who has to miss a day, it's like, fuck. We're like code red, guys. We need to find a replacement right now.
Yeah, otherwise we'll automatically lose.
Find a girl who likes physical activity and team sports right now. We can't do that. It's just impossible, right?
Yeah. So at this point in the game, I'm now scanning shit because now I have to unlock all these things. As we just saw, that was that like scan puzzle with the ball.
Yeah.
But it's just it's crazy. Like, just because I like playing sports, it doesn't mean women can't either, or enjoy it. I mean,
but
you invited a girl to go out and play soccer with you, and she had a good time, right? But is she gonna consider? Well, I mean, she didn't have a good time.
She kind of did and kind of did. Well, I mean, we can talk about that later.
She more or less saw it as a one-time thing.
I think she'll come out more.
Okay.
But it definitely was. She definitely was a lot. I think she was surprised at how competitive it was. I'll put it that way. I mean, I don't want to like totally just speak for her or anything, but like I think she was more surprised
Kind
at
of
how
a vibe.
competitive it was. Yeah.
Anyways, off topic again, but Mom's all concerned that I'm not doing enough things to meet women.
Well,
It's like, well, what do I do? What do I do? Do I want to have fun? You know, when I'm in my mid-20s and do things that I enjoy and not worry about that? Or do I want to go chasing tail all the time?
I would say just go fucking have fun, man.
That's what I mean. That's my main concern right now is I'm loving the sports.
I mean, like, what I think women are, like, looking for in a boyfriend, like, they're not going to ever say this, but I think they're looking for somebody who's actually got a life together, you know? It doesn't have to be, like, a great life, it just has to be a functional one, you know?
I don't know. I get the feeling that they're more into either... Okay, so... I definitely have... Can you admit I'm a guy who has his life together?
Kind of and kind of not. You're entering a new life, is what it is.
Well, I did just move to a new country.
Exactly, so that's what it
But
is.
I do have my responsibilities together, I feel.
You got the responsibilities together, but, like, I know, like, for a lot of girls, they want to see, like, the group of dudes. Because, like...
Oh, okay. So I don't have that click around me.
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
you got to understand, women don't want to date men. They want to date women in male bodies, right? That's what they want. For the most part, right? Like, what they want is a guy who behaves basically like a girl. Like, my roommate, the complete pain in the ass, he'll be moved out. I won't even be talking by the time this comes out. I'm barely even talking to him now, to be honest. He is a fucking girl in a guy's body. He's constantly surrounded by girls. Like, all the feminine things, all the things that make somebody effeminate. And this isn't like to knock him or anything. That's the way he is. Totally great. But all the things that make that are characteristically female, he does, right? And that's just the way he is. And so he's constantly surrounded by girls, like lots of girls who are just friends, right? I think he's also got a girlfriend too. Pretty sure he's got a girlfriend.
Well, that also helps in the mix.
And that's
meeting
another
other
thing.
girls.
And so that's like it's really not that surprising that he has tons of female attention because he's basically a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you wondering what I was doing there?
You're shooting snakes. Right?
Yeah, but I also just blew up that stalactite and,
Oh, I see.
and made it fall up, so it'll never show up again.
So, you know what? I would say just get an enjoyable life together. A life that's like functional and like you got all your pieces together. And you know what? I think the woman will come. They'll be attracted to that. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I first got here, I was, you know, it was that culture shock kind of thing, dealing with the new lifestyle of living in a new place, let alone a new country.
Yeah.
Now I'm just enjoying being here.
Yeah.
I'm doing the things that I want to do, and also being turned down by every single woman I asked out didn't help matters.
Yeah.
Or should I say, helped matters me make this choice.
Yeah.
But there is a sense of you know, when you're turned down that much, you get distraught from asking anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, screw it. If they're all just gonna turn me down right now, then
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just gonna do me.
Yeah, and you gotta admit you're a pretty male kind of dude, right? Like you're not a woman. You're not like a girly guy at all. You're like you like the male things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
Video games, sports.
Exactly. So that's gonna hurt you to a certain extent, right?
Right. There is still the funny rule my family gives me is if I meet a girl, the first question I gotta ask her is, do you like roller coasters? And if she says no, it's not gonna work instantly.
Yeah.
That's the main rule. I have to follow that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's so much a male thing, but yeah.
That is rule number one.
Yeah. Okay.
If the girl doesn't like theme park and roller coaster rides, it's not gonna work. That's her personality already showing, and it's over.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I think I know a lot of girls who wouldn't like roller coasters, but mostly for motion sickness issues.
It's not gonna work.
It probably wouldn't.
No.
And in fact, they get really annoying in the car if they have motion sickness. They get like really. They're like, oh, it's just mind-boggling. They're like, slow down all the time. Like, fuck off.
I was just saying because it's just going to keep us from doing a lot of fun things that I like doing.
Exactly.
Such as going to theme parks.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to want to do that so much as you get older, but...
I don't know. I mean
they're always fun,
my mom's
but...
in her 60s and she still goes to roller coaster parks with me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're always going to be fun, but I think it'll be less.
She
of a
can't handle the
priority.
wooden rides anymore because of her back.
Yeah, those ones are pretty tough.
Those ones are pretty rough.
Yeah.
Now she did when we went to oh shit, what's that place called in Sandusky, Ohio? Cedar Point. I want to do the roller coaster ride because it's one of my favorite rides in any park because it's so old school and it just bangs you around. It's real crazy and we get on the main one. You know, there's multiple wooden ones at that park.
Yeah.
We get on the main one, and we're like, oh, we'll sit in the middle. And this thing just destroyed us. Not only her, but also me. She was like in pain, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm laughing because it hurts so bad.
Right.
Like, oh god, this is awful.
Yeah, those are...
And I jokingly look at her, you want to go again? She's like, oh god, no, I'm going to die if I go again.
Yeah.
Like, she even wore her back brace. And it was quite fun.
Yeah.
But something hit me, like, I have never been to a theme park with anyone other than her in my life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, even when my best friend would come, like, we'd go to Astroworld in Houston when that existed,
Yeah.
she would be there, because she loved him.
Yeah.
My dad hates him.
Your dad hates roller coasters?
Yeah. Might be why they got divorced later.
Might be.
Might be.
Probably not. But...
No, that's got to be the reason.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No other reason other than that. They realized after 20 years, oh man, this isn't working anymore. You don't like roller coasters.
Whoa, it's one of those fly things.
Well, my brother gets real motion sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So he can't do roller coasters.
No, he can't do them.
Hmm.
Yeah, he can't drink either for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Something with his stomach just doesn't agree. Yeah, he did have a shot of tequila at 11 a.m. when he was graduating.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him indeed.
So have we sufficiently complained about gender issues?
We might have exhausted it for the time being.
Okay. Good.
Which means we might have to take a break and get more material. Because I haven't been going to Hunter's Landing for quite some time.
Yeah. Well, there was that thing on Sheryl Sandberg, but we're not going to worry about that anymore. It's just the Facebook COO wrote a book called Lean In about what women can do better to get into boardroom and get into top executive positions. And it's interesting because she's taking the point of view where it's like it's terrible that women aren't in high positions, but then she's actually placing the blame quite squarely on women, saying there's a lot more that they could be doing, which was actually quite interesting to listen to. So
it was interesting to listen to. What I found fascinating was she wasn't very much blaming women for their faults. It was just she was comparing what the difference between what men are doing in the same situations of what women are doing.
Yeah, exactly.
To quote, I hope I quote her right, was sit at the table.
Yeah, so, and these are all mostly anecdotes that she's telling from her experiences as like a top-level executive, because she's been very successful for a very long time.
Right.
Starting in her early 20s when she was like working for the government and shit like that. And basically, she was telling the story about like somebody came to do a big important meeting and brought some female colleagues, and so they were invited to sit at the table of the boardroom, and they're like, that's all right, we'll just sit on the side. We're not too interested in sitting at the table just right now. And it's like, there are a lot of men, of course not every man, but there are a lot of men who would be like, yeah, of course I'll sit at the table.
Sit at the table. That's an opportunity I'm not going to pass up.
Exactly, even if it's like fucking nothing, it's just like, they're just going to be those people who are like, yeah, of course I'll sit at the table.
There's always that chance of being noticed or saying the right thing at the right time.
Or even just that, kind of just drive to be involved, right?
Yeah, your presence to be involved.
Yeah. And so she went on, she did a big talk about statistics and stuff like that, about how women are constantly downplaying their abilities and constantly getting discouraged from doing these kind of things, from taking these opportunities that men are clearly taking. Not all men, of course, but certain men. And so
more men are doing it than women.
By far more men are doing it,
which is leading to a higher percentage. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, she made very good points. What was her name? She was on
Sheryl Sandberg. She wrote
Sheryl
a book
Sandberg
called
TED Talk.
She wrote a book called Lean In.
Yeah.
So it was actually a really good talk. She has a lot to say about it.
Yeah. So that'll do it for this episode.
Yep.
We're done. It was very good.
Okay. Goodbye, viewers.